Maya had always loved exploring the small woods behind her house. Every afternoon after finishing her chores, she would take her little backpack, fill it with snacks and a water bottle, and wander among the tall trees and soft grass. She enjoyed the quiet, the fresh smell of the forest and the gentle rustling of leaves in the wind. Sometimes she would spot birds perched on branches or small animals darting between the bushes. She liked collecting interesting stones, colorful leaves, or even tiny insects she found along the way. Her curiosity often led her to unusual discoveries, but nothing had ever surprised her as much as what she would find one sunny afternoon. Maya noticed something hanging low from a thick branch of a large oak tree near the center of the woods. At first glance, it looked like an ordinary wasp nest. The gray and brown structure swayed slightly in the breeze. Maya had seen many wasp nests before while exploring, but something about this one made her pause. It was not too large or too small. The shape seemed slightly unusual, almost perfectly round with tiny holes in a pattern she had never noticed. Maya crouched closer for a better look. The nest hung just within reach, and she carefully held a stick to gently poke it. As she leaned in, a wasp flew out and buzzed angrily near her face. Startled, she jumped back, clutching her backpack strap. Okay, she whispered to herself, laughing nervously. The wasp circled the nest a few times and then flew away. She looked back at the nest. Despite the brief scare, she could not shake the feeling that something about it was unusual. The next day, Maya returned with her friend Liam. Liam was cautious and practical, always thinking about safety first. "Maya, are you sure we should get close? Those wasps could sting us," he said, scanning the tree from a few steps away. Maya smiled and nodded. "I know, that is why we will be careful. I just want to see inside. Maybe it is an ordinary nest, but I think there is something unusual about it." Liam sighed but agreed. They put on thick gloves and carried a small stick in a plastic container. Carefully, they approached the nest. Maya lifted the stick and gently tapped it against the side. The nest trembled slightly but did not fall. She poked again, more firmly this time, and a small piece broke off. "What is that?" Liam asked, frowning. He leaned closer but kept his hands on his gloves. Maya looked at the broken piece of the nest. Tiny shapes moved inside. They did not resemble any insects they had seen before. They were pale, almost translucent, and had strange patterns along their tiny bodies. "I do not think these are normal wasp larvae," she said quietly. Liam swallowed nervously. "Should we leave it alone? This could be dangerous." Maya shook her head. "I do not think it is dangerous, but I want to know what it is. We should show an expert." After carefully placing the broken piece of the nest in a small box, they drove to the local entomology center. Dr. Rosa, a well-known expert in insects, had studied wasps and other insects for more than 20 years. She welcomed them and carefully took the box. "Thank you for bringing this in," Dr. Rosa said as she opened the container. Her eyes widened as she examined the tiny creatures inside the nest under her bright lamp. "This is extraordinary," she whispered. Maya and Liam exchanged nervous glances. "Extraordinary? You mean it is dangerous?" Liam asked, his voice filled with worry. Dr. Rosa shook her head slowly. "No, not dangerous. But no one has ever seen anything like this before. These are not ordinary wasp larvae. Their structure, their movement, even the nest itself is unique." Maya leaned forward, fascinated. "Unique how?" Dr. Rosa smiled faintly. "It is hard to explain. Their body patterns are unlike any known species. The nest material is strong, almost like paper, but it has tiny fibers that resemble silk. This combination is not seen in normal wasps. It suggests a level of intelligence or design that we do not usually observe in insects." Maya and Liam stared at the nest, unsure of what to think. "Design? You mean they could be making it on purpose?" Maya asked. Dr. Rosa nodded. "Yes, it is very possible. The way the fibers are arranged, the structure of the cells inside the nest, and the movements of the larvae indicate something unusual. It is rare to see such organization in insect colonies." Maya felt a thrill of excitement mixed with nervousness. She had always loved nature, but this was something entirely new. She looked at Liam, who was staring silently at the nest. "We have to find out more," she said. Dr. Rosa carefully packed the nest and larvae in a secure container. "I will study this further in my laboratory. This could be a discovery that changes what we know about certain insects. You two have done the right thing by bringing it here safely." Maya and Liam left the center, walking back through the woods in quiet awe. I cannot believe something like this was right there hanging from a tree, Liam said. I know, Maya said. It looked normal at first, but it was not. Sometimes the most ordinary things can hide the most extraordinary secrets. As they walked home, Maya could not stop thinking about the nest. She wondered how many other strange things were hidden in nature, waiting to be discovered. That simple wasp nest had opened her eyes to a world she had never noticed before. She felt a spark of curiosity stronger than ever, a desire to explore, learn, and maybe one day make discoveries of her own. That night, as Maya lay in bed, she thought about the tiny creatures inside the nest. She imagined what they might become, how their nest was built, and what secrets it held. Her mind buzzed with possibilities. The forest seemed different now, full of mysteries and hidden wonders. She could not wait for the next day, the next adventure, and the next discovery. Maya did not know it yet, but the discovery of that nest would lead her on a journey she could never have imagined. She would meet scientists, explorers, and even strangers who shared her love for the unknown. Together, they would uncover secrets that had been hidden for years, secrets that would shock the world and challenge everything they thought they knew about nature. The ordinary wasp nest was just the beginning. The next morning, Maya woke early, her mind still buzzing with thoughts about the wasp nest and the strange creatures inside. She could not wait to hear from Dr. Rosa. She quickly got dressed and hurried to the entomology center, where Liam was already waiting. The sunlight danced through the trees as they walked together, their excitement growing with each step. Dr. Rosa greeted them warmly. I have been examining the nest all night, she said. Her eyes sparkled with curiosity and wonder. You will not believe what we have found. Maya and Liam followed her into the laboratory. It was a room filled with microscopes, jars of insects, and colorful charts showing different species. The container with the nest sat on a clean table under a bright lamp. The nest looked the same as before, but something had changed. The tiny creatures inside were moving in ways Maya had never seen. They twisted and turned in perfect synchronization, almost as if they were following a plan. Dr. Rosa adjusted her microscope and motioned for Maya and Liam to look. Do you see that? She asked. Maya leaned closer. The larvae inside the nest were indeed moving together. It was not chaotic as she expected from normal insect behavior. They formed patterns, sometimes spirals, sometimes straight lines. Liam's eyes widened. It looks like they are communicating, he whispered. Dr. Rosa nodded. Exactly. And that is not all. The material they use to build their nest is very strong, stronger than any ordinary wasp paper. It can stretch without breaking and has tiny threads that seem to connect each section. It is almost like they are weaving it with purpose. This level of organization is extremely rare in insects. Maya felt a shiver of excitement. So these are not ordinary wasps? No, Dr. Rosa said firmly. They are different. We do not know how different yet, but they are not ordinary. Their behavior, their nest, even their growth patterns are unusual. I have never seen anything like it in my 25 years of study. Liam leaned closer to the nest. Do you think they could survive outside their nest? He asked. Dr. Rosa thought for a moment. Possibly, but it is risky. They seem to depend on their nest for protection and coordination. Without it, they may not develop properly. That is why it is important to observe them carefully and not disturb them too much. Maya nodded. She felt a mix of excitement and responsibility. She knew this was a rare opportunity. Can we help with the study? She asked. Dr. Rosa smiled. Yes, you can observe and record their behavior. Take notes, draw sketches, and tell me what you see. Every detail is important. This could be a discovery that teaches us new things about nature. Maya and Liam spent the entire morning watching the nest. They noted how the creatures moved in unison, how they repaired small breaks in the nest, and how they seemed to respond to the light and temperature in the room. Maya drew careful sketches of the patterns they made, while Liam recorded every movement in a notebook. By noon, Dr. Rosa called them over. Look at this, she said. She pointed to a small section of the nest under a microscope. A tiny new creature was emerging from one of the cells. It was different from the others. Its body was slightly transparent, and faint colors shimmered along its sides. Its movements were precise, deliberate, and surprisingly fast. Maya gasped. It looks intelligent, she whispered. Dr. Rosa nodded. Yes. Intelligence may be too strong a word for now, but their actions are more organized than what we see in ordinary insects. They may have a form of awareness or instinct that we do not fully understand. Liam leaned back in his chair, stunned. This is incredible. We thought it was just a normal nest, but it is something completely different." As the afternoon passed, Maya and Liam continued their observations. They noticed that the creatures were not aggressive. Unlike normal wasps, they did not sting or try to defend the nest violently. Instead, they moved quickly to repair any broken sections and to reorganize themselves whenever something changed in their environment. It was almost as if they were working together with a shared understanding. Dr. Rosa explained, "Some species have basic communication through pheromones or vibrations, but these creatures seem to have a higher level of coordination. They are learning and adapting to changes. This could mean a form of intelligence that we have never observed in insects." Maya could hardly believe what she was hearing. She had always loved exploring, but now she felt like she was part of a real scientific adventure. "Do you think they could survive in the wild?" she asked. Dr. Rosa paused. "It is possible. But if their intelligence and coordination are higher than ordinary insects, they may need specific conditions to thrive. The forest near your home could be suitable, but we would need to study their needs carefully before releasing them." As evening approached, Maya and Liam left the laboratory with their minds buzzing. They walked slowly through the quiet streets, talking about everything they had seen. "Can you imagine if these creatures are the first of a new species?" Maya asked, her voice filled with wonder. "Or if they are part of something bigger, something we do not understand yet?" Liam added. Maya nodded. "I feel like we have only seen the beginning. There is so much more to discover." The next day, Dr. Rosa called Maya and Liam with exciting news. "I have prepared a safe observation area for the nest," she said. "We can study them in a controlled environment without disturbing their natural behavior. I want you both to be part of this study. This could take weeks or months, but what we learn could be extraordinary." Maya's eyes widened. "Weeks, months? That is perfect. We can watch them grow and learn everything we can." Liam nodded in agreement. "I never thought I would spend my summer studying wasps, but this is amazing." Dr. Rosa laughed. "These are not ordinary wasps. They are something very rare, and I am glad you both are curious and careful. Curiosity is the first step to discovery." When Maya and Liam arrived at the observation area the next day, they were amazed. The nest was placed inside a large transparent enclosure with trees, leaves, and soft soil. The environment was designed to mimic the forest where Maya had found the nest. The creatures inside seemed comfortable, moving along their nest, repairing cells, and adjusting to the new surroundings. Maya and Liam spent hours recording their movements, taking notes and discussing the patterns they observed. Every hour revealed something new. The creatures responded to changes in light and temperature, rearranged their nest when it was disturbed, and even seemed to communicate silently with each other. Dr. Rosa explained, "This is more than observation. This is learning. Every action they take gives us clues about their intelligence, coordination, and social behavior. We may be witnessing the first signs of a species with abilities we have never documented before." Maya felt a sense of awe and responsibility. She had stumbled upon something ordinary in appearance but extraordinary in reality. The small wasp nest had revealed a secret world of wonder, intelligence, and mystery. She could not wait to see what would happen next. As the sun set, casting a warm glow over the laboratory, Maya and Liam packed their notebooks and prepared to leave. They knew that tomorrow would bring new discoveries, new patterns, and perhaps answers to questions they had not yet thought to ask. The ordinary wasp nest had turned into a gateway to a world of astonishing secrets. Maya and Liam were ready to follow every clue, record every movement, and uncover the mysteries that lay hidden inside. Their summer had transformed into an adventure of science, curiosity, and wonder. And so, the nest that once seemed simple and unimportant had become the center of an extraordinary journey, one that would challenge everything they thought they knew about nature and intelligence. The following morning, Maya and Liam arrived at the laboratory early, their excitement barely contained. The sun shone brightly, filtering through the large windows and casting soft patterns on the floor. Inside the observation area, the nest hung in the center of the enclosure, surrounded by branches, leaves, and soft soil. The creatures inside were already moving, twisting and turning in synchronized patterns as though they had been waiting for the day to begin. Dr. Rosa greeted them with a warm smile. "Good morning," she said. "I have prepared something special for today. We will observe the nest under enhanced lighting and magnification to see details we have not seen before." Maya's eyes lit up. What kind of details? Dr. Rosa led them to a microscope connected to a screen that displayed the nest in high resolution. Every tiny fiber of the nest, every small movement of the creatures could be seen clearly. The larvae inside the nest were moving in spirals, forming circles and lines that changed patterns within seconds. Maya leaned closer. She noticed that when one larva moved, others followed almost immediately, as if they understood the first larva's intentions. "They are communicating," Liam whispered, almost in awe. Dr. Rosa nodded. "Yes, their coordination is astonishing. This is beyond what we normally see in insects. They respond to changes, organize themselves, and even repair small damages in the nest as soon as they occur. It is as though they have a plan or strategy." Maya took out her notebook and began sketching the patterns she saw. Liam wrote notes quickly, trying to capture every movement. Hours passed as they observed the nest, and yet it felt like minutes. Every change in the larvae's movement revealed something new. Then something unexpected happened. One of the larvae began to leave its cell and move toward the edge of the nest. It climbed slowly, carefully, and seemed to inspect the outer structure. Maya and Liam watched silently, fascinated. "It is exploring," Maya whispered. Dr. Rosa adjusted her microscope. "This is remarkable. Most larvae stay in their cells until they are fully developed. This one is acting like it has a purpose beyond ordinary growth. It is interacting with the environment, testing the nest. This could be a sign of intelligence or advanced instinct." The larva returned to its cell, but it was not alone. A second larva followed, and soon several were moving along the outer sections of the nest, inspecting, touching, and rearranging small fibers. Maya noticed that they seemed to communicate silently. When one moved, the others adjusted their positions in response. "It is like a team," Liam said quietly. "They work together perfectly." Dr. Rosa smiled. "Exactly. They are not random creatures. Their coordination is advanced. If we study them carefully, we may learn a lot about social intelligence in species we never thought capable of it." Maya and Liam continued their observations throughout the day. They noticed something even stranger. The larvae seemed to respond to light in a way that was unusual. When Dr. Rosa adjusted the lighting to simulate sunrise, the larvae became more active, moving faster and rearranging parts of the nest. When the light dimmed to simulate sunset, they slowed down and returned to their cells. "They have a sense of time or rhythm," Maya said, amazed. "They know when to work and when to rest." Dr. Rosa nodded. "It is possible. This behavior suggests a level of awareness that is very rare in insects. They may have internal cues or senses that we do not fully understand." As the afternoon progressed, Maya noticed something that made her gasp. A tiny section of the nest opened slightly, revealing what looked like a transparent chamber inside. Within the chamber, a group of larvae was moving in a circular pattern, almost like a miniature dance. Their movements were precise, synchronized, and strangely beautiful. Liam leaned closer. "It looks like they are celebrating something," he said, half in wonder, half joking. Dr. Rosa shook her head. "This is serious behavior. It could be a form of ritual, a method of communication, or even a way to strengthen their social bonds. This is something we have never seen before. It is extraordinary." Maya could not stop staring. The creatures were small, almost fragile in appearance, yet their actions suggested thought and planning. She realized that what had seemed like a simple wasp nest was actually a highly organized society, a small world with rules, structure, and purpose. Suddenly, one of the larvae left the circular group and moved toward a section of the nest that appeared damaged. It touched the fibers with precision, rearranging them in a pattern that seemed familiar. Other larvae followed, helping to rebuild the section. Maya noticed that the repaired area looked stronger than before. "They are learning," she whispered. Dr. Rosa nodded. "Yes, they are adapting. This is intelligence. They observe their environment, respond to changes, and even improve their structures. This is far beyond instinct. This is reasoning." Maya felt a shiver of excitement. She had never imagined that a small nest could contain such wonder. She realized that she had stumbled upon something extraordinary, a discovery that could change how humans understood nature and intelligence. As evening approached, Dr. Rosa suggested a new experiment. She introduced a tiny obstacle near the edge of the nest. Maya and Liam watched closely as the larvae approached the obstacle. They inspected it carefully, adjusted their movements, and then worked together to move it aside. Their coordination was perfect, their timing flawless. They solved the problem, Liam said in disbelief. They actually solved it, Dr. Rosa smiled. Yes. Most insects would either ignore the obstacle or get confused. These creatures assess, plan, and act. This is remarkable. They are teaching us about intelligence, collaboration, and adaptation in ways we have never seen before. Maya and Liam spent the rest of the day recording every movement, every pattern, every interaction. They could hardly believe what they were seeing. A simple wasp nest had turned into a window into a hidden world, a world of thought, coordination, and learning. As they left the laboratory that evening, Maya looked back at the nest. The creatures inside were still moving, still repairing, still communicating in ways that no human could fully understand. She realized that this was only the beginning. There were more secrets to uncover, more lessons to learn, and more mysteries to explore. This is amazing, Maya said quietly to Liam. We have to keep watching. Who knows what we will discover next? Liam nodded. I never thought a nest could be so fascinating. It is like a small civilization hidden in the forest. Maya smiled. Yes, and it all started because I was curious and looked closely at something ordinary. Sometimes ordinary things are not ordinary at all. That night Maya lay in bed thinking about the nest, the creatures and the patterns they had observed. She imagined the tiny larvae moving in perfect harmony, communicating silently and adapting to their world. She realized that nature held secrets far greater than she had ever imagined. She did not know it yet, but the discoveries of the next few weeks would be even more astonishing. The nest would reveal secrets that would challenge their understanding of intelligence, life, and the natural world. What had seemed like a simple curiosity had become a journey into the unknown, a journey filled with wonder, learning, and awe. The ordinary wasp nest had transformed into something extraordinary. It was no longer just a home for small creatures. It was a living, thinking, and adapting world. Maya and Liam were ready to uncover every secret it held, and the world inside the nest was only beginning to show its true mysteries. The following morning, Maya and Liam arrived at the laboratory earlier than ever. The air was crisp and the sun painted golden streaks across the floor of the observation room. Inside the enclosure, the nest hung quietly, but Maya could feel the energy of the tiny creatures within. They had become the center of her thoughts since the first discovery, and every morning brought new excitement. Dr. Rosa greeted them with an unusual look of excitement. You will not believe what I observed overnight, she said. She motioned for them to approach the microscope that displayed the nest in high resolution. The creatures are showing behaviors we have never recorded before. Maya leaned closer, her eyes wide. Behaviors? What kind of behaviors? Dr. Rosa pointed to the screen. Tiny larvae were moving in formations that looked almost like symbols or patterns. They twisted and turned, forming shapes that repeated and evolved. It was not random. Each movement seemed deliberate and carefully planned. They are communicating more complex messages, Dr. Rosa explained. It is as if they are trying to convey information to each other. The patterns change when the environment changes, like they are responding intelligently. Liam could hardly believe what he was seeing. It is like a language, he whispered. Yes, Dr. Rosa agreed. Not a human language, of course, but a form of communication that we are only beginning to understand. The complexity is extraordinary. These creatures are more than insects. They are a society, and their society has rules and communication methods. Maya watched in fascination. She noticed one larva moving away from the main nest, climbing a small branch inside the enclosure. Others followed, inspecting the edges, weaving fibers together and repairing small gaps. Every movement was synchronized, every action purposeful. They work together like a team, Maya said. But more than that, they think before acting. They solve problems, Dr. Rosa nodded. Yes, and that is not all. I observed something unusual last night. Some of the larvae gathered in one section of the nest and created a raised structure. It looked like a chamber, and inside it they placed tiny fibers in an intricate pattern. The structure was stable, unlike anything we have seen in typical insect nests. It is almost architectural, Maya gasped. They are building something special. But why? What is it for? Dr. Rosa shook her head. We do not know yet. It could be a storage area, a place for important members of their colony, or something entirely unknown. We need to study it carefully. All day, Maya and Liam observed the nest. They recorded every movement, every pattern, and every interaction. They noticed that the creatures were not only intelligent but also adaptive. When small obstacles were introduced in the enclosure, the larvae quickly found solutions. They rearranged fibers, adjusted positions, and repaired damage without hesitation. They are learning from experience, Liam said. They do not just follow instinct. They adjust to new situations, Dr. Rosa smiled. Exactly. Most insects follow rigid patterns. These creatures show flexibility, problem-solving, and cooperation at a level we rarely see. Their intelligence is remarkable. As afternoon approached, Maya noticed something even stranger. A group of larvae had gathered near the entrance of the newly built chamber. They moved in a coordinated circular pattern, and one larva approached the chamber entrance carrying tiny fibers. It placed the fibers carefully, reinforcing the walls. Then another larva joined, and another, until the structure was stronger and more intricate than before. It is like they are constructing a fortress, Maya said in awe. Dr. Rosa nodded. Or a sanctuary. The care and precision they show suggest this area is very important to them. This behavior is new for any insect species. It is advanced and deliberate. Maya and Liam spent hours drawing and recording the changes. They could not take their eyes off the nest. Every small movement revealed more intelligence, more coordination, and more mystery. Suddenly, the nest quivered slightly. Maya and Liam froze. The creatures inside had begun moving faster, forming new patterns and shapes. Dr. Rosa adjusted the microscope to get a closer look. They are reacting to something, she said. Maya watched carefully. A small faint glow appeared inside one of the larvae. It was subtle but visible under the enhanced lighting. The glow pulsed in rhythm with the movements of the group. Liam gasped. They are signaling each other. Yes, Dr. Rosa whispered. It is a form of communication we have never observed before. Light signals, coordinated movements, and construction behavior. This is intelligence beyond what we imagined. Maya's excitement grew. She realized that the creatures inside the nest were not just ordinary insects or larvae. They were capable of understanding their environment, communicating complex information, and working together to create structures. They were learning, adapting, and responding intelligently. As evening approached, Dr. Rosa suggested a small experiment. She placed a new object near the nest, a tiny wooden block, to see how the creatures would respond. Maya and Liam watched closely. The larvae approached the block carefully, examined it, and then worked together to move it out of the way. Their coordination was perfect. They solved the problem again, Liam said quietly. They are incredible. Dr. Rosa nodded. Yes, most insects would panic or ignore it. These creatures assess the situation, plan, and act with purpose. This is advanced intelligence. Maya and Liam spent the rest of the evening observing and recording the nest. Every hour revealed something new. They realized that they were witnessing something extraordinary, a discovery that could change how humans understood intelligence in nature. By the time they left the laboratory, the sun was setting, painting the sky with pink and orange hues. Maya and Liam walked home slowly, talking about everything they had seen. Do you think they could survive in the wild? Maya asked. Dr. Rosa had answered that question earlier, but Maya wanted to hear Liam's thoughts. Maybe, Liam said thoughtfully. But they would need the right environment, just like Dr. Rosa said. They are not ordinary insects. They need space, safety, and perhaps even a chance to learn from each other. Maya nodded. I just cannot stop thinking about them. They are so small, but they are doing things that no one has ever seen before. Liam smiled. It is like we discovered a hidden world, a secret society living in a nest. Maya grinned. Yes, and we are lucky to be part of it. Imagine what we will find in the next few weeks. This is only the beginning. That night, as Maya lay in bed, she thought about the nest, the creatures, and the glowing patterns she had seen. She realized that the forest near her home held more secrets than she had ever imagined. The ordinary wasp nest had revealed a world of intelligence, coordination, and mystery. She could not sleep easily, her mind filled with questions. How had these creatures developed such advanced behavior? What was the purpose of the glowing signals? Why did they build such precise structures? She knew that the answers would take time, observation, and patience. Maya felt a sense of responsibility. She had discovered something extraordinary, something that could change how people understood nature. She had to be careful, thoughtful, and respectful. These creatures were not just insects. They were a window into a hidden world, a world that humans had barely begun to understand. The nest had become a source of wonder, curiosity, and excitement. Maya and Liam were ready to continue their journey, to observe, learn, and document every detail. They knew that the discoveries ahead would be even more astonishing. The ordinary wasp nest had transformed into an extraordinary realm of intelligence and mystery. Maya and Liam were at the forefront of this discovery, ready to uncover the secrets that lay hidden inside. And the creatures inside the nest were only beginning to show their true capabilities. The next morning, Maya and Liam arrived at the laboratory filled with excitement and anticipation. For weeks they had been observing the nest, recording the movements and documenting the strange behaviors of the tiny creatures inside. Every day brought new discoveries, and today, Dr. Rosa had promised them something extraordinary. "Good morning," Dr. Rosa said with a smile that hinted at excitement. "Today we will see a development that may answer many of our questions. You have both been patient and careful observers. I think you will be amazed by what happens next." Maya and Liam quickly approached the nest. Inside the enclosure, the creatures were already moving in synchronized patterns, twisting and turning in ways that seemed more complex than ever. Maya noticed that the small chamber the larvae had built was glowing faintly, pulsing with soft light. The sight made her heart race. Dr. Rosa adjusted the microscope and the lighting to enhance their view. "Observe carefully," she said. "This is a critical moment in their development. What we see today could be unprecedented." Maya and Liam focused on the nest, watching as the larvae inside the chamber began to move outward in coordinated lines. Each movement was precise, deliberate, and synchronized. They arranged themselves in intricate shapes, almost like geometric patterns. Maya gasped. "It is like they are sending a message," Liam whispered. "Yes," Dr. Rosa said quietly, "but the message is not for us. It is for each other. They are communicating, coordinating, and preparing for a significant change." Maya noticed a larva at the center of the glowing chamber. It seemed larger than the others, its body shimmering with faint colors. The other larvae gathered around it, forming protective circles. Maya felt a mixture of awe and nervousness. Something important was about to happen. Then the larva at the center began to change. Its body stretched slightly and small wings emerged, translucent and delicate. The glow became stronger, illuminating the patterns in the nest. Maya and Liam watched in silent wonder. "They are transforming," Dr. Rosa said softly. "This is the final stage of development. They are evolving into a new form." One by one, the other larvae followed. Each movement was synchronized with the group, and soon several small creatures with translucent wings had emerged. They fluttered gently within the nest, exploring their surroundings, testing their wings, and interacting with each other. Maya felt a thrill of excitement. "They are alive in a completely new way," she whispered. Dr. Rosa nodded. "Yes, this is extraordinary. They have evolved from simple larvae into intelligent, coordinated, and mobile beings. Their abilities to communicate, solve problems, and work together have reached a level we have never observed in insects." Maya and Liam continued to watch as the new creatures explored the nest. Some inspected the chambers, others adjusted the fibers, and some hovered above the nest, their wings catching the light. The patterns they created in the nest became even more complex, almost like a living artwork. "They are creating a map of their home," Liam said in awe. "Everything they do has purpose and meaning." "Yes," Dr. Rosa agreed. "They are not just moving randomly. They understand their environment, they plan, and they cooperate. This level of intelligence is remarkable. We are witnessing the birth of a highly organized, intelligent society." Maya could hardly contain her excitement. She realized that the ordinary nest she had found weeks ago had hidden an extraordinary secret. The creatures inside were not ordinary wasps. They were a new form of life, intelligent, adaptive, and cooperative. As the day progressed, Maya and Liam observed even more astonishing behaviors. The new creatures began to experiment with the materials in the nest, creating new chambers, reinforcing existing structures, and testing the strength of their home. They communicated using light, movement, and coordination, ensuring that each action had purpose. "They are learning from each other," Maya said. "They are teaching one another how to survive, build, and communicate." Dr. Rosa smiled. "Yes, they are a society. They have rules, coordination, and even what seems like culture. This is something humans have never studied in this way before. The knowledge we gain from them could change how we understand intelligence in nature." Maya and Liam took notes, sketches, and recordings, carefully documenting every action. They knew that every detail was important. They were witnessing history, a discovery that would be remembered for generations. As evening approached, Dr. Rosa suggested a final experiment for the day. She introduced a new object into the nest, a small obstacle with different textures. Maya and Liam watched closely. The creatures immediately gathered around it, examining the object, coordinating their movements, and finding ways to interact with it. Some carried fibers to reinforce the area. Others moved pieces to create a safe path. They solved the problem together. Liam whispered, "It is like teamwork at its finest." "Yes," Dr. Rosa said. "They assess the situation, communicate, and act with purpose. This is true intelligence in action. We have never seen this in any insect species before." Maya felt a sense of pride and wonder. She had discovered this hidden world, observed its secrets, and learned from it. The ordinary nest had transformed into a living society, full of life, intelligence, and coordination. She realized that curiosity, patience, and care had allowed her to witness something extraordinary. That night, Maya lay in bed thinking about the nest, the creatures, and the lessons she had learned. She imagined the small beings fluttering in their nest, communicating through light and movement, building structures and solving problems. She realized that the world held more wonders than she had ever imagined. The nest had become more than just a home for tiny creatures. It was a symbol of intelligence, cooperation, and discovery. Maya knew that she had been part of something special, something that would inspire her for the rest of her life. In the following days, Maya and Liam continued their observations. They discovered that the creatures could adapt to new environments within the enclosure, respond to changes in light and temperature, and even develop strategies for survival. Each discovery revealed new levels of intelligence and coordination. Maya realized that the ordinary wasp nest she had first seen had been hiding a remarkable secret all along. The tiny creatures inside were intelligent, social, and adaptive. They had evolved in ways that humans had never studied before, and their abilities challenged everything known about insects. Dr. Rosa praised Maya and Liam for their careful observation and documentation. "You have both helped make this discovery possible," she said. "Your curiosity, patience, and attention to detail have allowed us to understand these creatures in ways we could not have imagined." Maya smiled, feeling proud. She had started this journey out of simple curiosity, but now she had witnessed something extraordinary. She realized that the world was full of hidden wonders, and that even ordinary things could contain incredible secrets if one looked closely. As the story of the nest spread among scientists, it inspired others to look more carefully at the natural world. People began to understand that intelligence could exist in many forms, not just in humans or familiar animals. The discovery of the nest and its inhabitants changed how humans thought about life, cooperation, and adaptation. For Maya and Liam, the adventure had transformed their summer into a journey of wonder and learning. They had discovered a hidden society, observed its intelligence, and learned lessons that would stay with them forever. The ordinary wasp nest had revealed a world that no one had expected, and it had left a lasting impression on everyone who saw it. Maya realized that curiosity, patience, and care could uncover secrets that seemed impossible to find. She knew that the nest was only the beginning. There were more mysteries in the world waiting for someone curious enough to explore, observe, and understand. And so, the ordinary nest had become extraordinary. It had revealed a society of intelligent creatures, taught lessons about communication and cooperation, and inspired a new understanding of life itself. Maya and Liam knew that they had witnessed something unique, a secret that would remain in their hearts forever. The nest, once simple and unremarkable, had changed everything. It had shown that even the smallest and most ordinary things could hide incredible intelligence, beauty, and wonder. Maya and Liam were part of that discovery, and their lives would never be the same again. The ordinary wasp nest had revealed an extraordinary world, and the journey of discovery had only just begun.